Hey all, welcome to Share Trek. This is Raj here. Well, it seems Beam has good news for us. Remember all the talks I had around the challenges with conditioning the body for autologous therapy? Beam seems to have a solution. Let's dig into this. Let's get started. Welcome back, friends. This morning I was looking at my news sources and a headline popped up. It read, Beam Therapeutics presents first in vivo proof of concept preclinical data on multiplex base edited ESCAPE platform for non-genotoxic conditioning regimen for patients with sickle cell disease ahead of autologous transplant. This is a big deal. So far, I have believed that even an effective therapy has its outcome compromised when the conditioning regimen is toxic. Imagine the full power of the therapy unleashed in a non-toxic conditioned environment. In my opinion, this is going to improve the therapy outcomes and more therapies can make the cut. Also, this will be a meaty intellectual property for Beam Therapeutics. I got to be more attentive as the news release is dated 10th of December and I didn't catch it until the 12th, so I rushed to make this video for you. And here is the scoop. In its search to develop a curative treatment for patients with sickle cell disease that avoids the safety and fertility concerns associated with the current conditioning regimens, most of which seem to be chemical regimens, Beam embarked on a project which it called ESCAPE. And the full form of ESCAPE basically is engineered stem cell antibody paired evasion, or if you take the first alphabet of each of these words, engineered stem cell antibody paired evasion, it comes to ESCAPE. So the ESCAPE conditioning approach is aimed at overcoming toxicity challenges associated with currently available conditioning regimens. And it has shown positive outcome according to preclinical trial data in vitro as well as in mice models. Beam is working on two approaches to tackle sickle cell disease. Beam 101 aims to promote the production of an alternative version of hemoglobin, usually produced only during fetal development, while Beam 102 seeks to directly correct the disease-causing mutation. Blood cells are generated in the bone marrow by progenitor cells called hematopoietic stem cells. We are going to call that as HSCs going forward. Beam's gene therapy approach involves harvesting HSCs from a person's bone marrow, genetically engineering them in a laboratory, and finally transplanting them back into the patient's bone marrow. We are already familiar with this approach, which is called as an autologous approach. Part of this process requires a conditioning regimen to wipe out the HSCs currently living in the bone marrow, which are producing defective hemoglobin or non-functional hemoglobin, so that the newly engineered HSCs can take over and start producing functional hemoglobin. So in order to do that, earlier we used to have chemical conditioning agents, and they were very dangerous for the body. And now we have a much more gentler approach, which is called as CD117 antibodies. They track the CD117 in the HSCs and kill the cells. But unfortunately, it can't distinguish between engineered HSCs, which have got the right programming to create functional hemoglobin, as opposed to the wild HSCs, which are there already in the bone marrow and producing non-functional hemoglobin. So in order to overcome this problem, what Beam has done with ESCAPE is that they have modified the CD117 in their engineered HSCs so that it can avoid the CD117 antibodies. Now with this proof of concept that they have shown, they have demonstrated that in a mice model, if engineered HSCs with modified CD117 is present in the same amount as the regular HSCs, which are defective with non-engineered CD117, then the antibodies for CD117 are selective in killing the wild version as opposed to the engineered version. This is a really big breakthrough. And I think this is going to be a huge intellectual property in the portfolio for Beam Therapeutics. And this makes me feel that when Beam works out all the logistics around incorporating ESCAPE into their clinical trials with the FDA and getting an approved therapy, whenever the therapy approach is approved and gets into the market, it's definitely going to be way superior to anything that we have in the market at this point of time. because the outcomes are going to be fairly superior, and it's also going to be gentler on the patient. Therefore, it will be much more preferred. That's my personal opinion. And from an investment perspective, when I look at this, it seems really good. And I also checked the share price for Beam. The last 2 days, it has been spiking, and I've been wondering why. This seems to be the reason why. So overall, I'm really thrilled about this, and I would look forward to hearing from you guys what you think about this news and what is your opinion. With that said, I would like to end this video. This is all from me for today. I'll be back with some other videos very shortly. Take care and have a great day. Bye for now.